All right, music fans, welcome. Harmless Dave here, talking real music in real time for a few real people just like you and just like me. All right, let's thank all the patrons again for the month of May. Very strong month for patronage. As the revenue went down, the patronage went up. So you guys are the best. You guys are my replacements for the ad revenue that used to be kind of a given, but nothing is guaranteed anymore, folks. It's just the way things are. Special shout out to patron Darby and a very generous donation, which I just want to thank again, Darby, for doing that because, man, if you know anybody else, Darby, send them over. If they watch the channel, that would really lift my spirits. But we're doing pretty good, despite all of the shadow banning and all of the censorship that's going on. It's the subtle stuff. If they're not going to hit you with an all-out channel ban, they figure out a way to suppress your content. In addition to that, I've been drinking NyQuil by the quart, Dayquil right now, and it's really yummy stuff. It's just gets you a little bit loopy. You know what's not loopy? Is this album here. Chris Rosender, baby. This is the monster inside, and it gets at least one Holy Crap Batman because there's a lot of those traditional Toto-esque tendencies and just some really great, listenable, melodic rock AOR sounding stuff. So again, Chris Rosender, I don't think you'll see this everywhere. Another reason I decided to grab the album and give it a plug. Also, I want to plug Modern Retro Radio, modernretrofm.com, playing classic artists and playing the new stuff by those classic artists. Good people over there. And yes, I am helping program the radio station just because I've suggested a couple of songs and they've decided to add them. It's like the old days for me, people. So please patronize that radio station, modernretrofm.com. So the other day, Bruce Springsteen was in the news because he had a tumble, and it was reported that way. And, you know, the boss got up, brushed himself off, looked a little bit awkward on the ground. Well, the guy he voted for had a similar experience yesterday. And I'm thinking, are these guys just trying to show off? Are they trying to show each other up? Is that what this is? So President Joe Biden yesterday took a massive fall, and I would have to say that his was more impressive than Bruce's fall, although Bruce's was, I think, falling up the stairs, which Biden has already done the falling up the stairs. So I think he wanted to, it's kind of like being in the Olympics and there are different events. And this was like the forward fall. This is the president of the United States. And of course, it's being reported in a way in which makes most people think, this happens all the time. You know, healthy people just fall over. The truth is, most healthy people don't just fall over. Well, Dave, it was like a cord no, it was a crack. It was like a crack in the floor. He was pointing at the floor because the floor is what did it to him, not the fact that he can barely walk. No, that couldn't be it. Of course, this is how it's being reported. The president, 80, they let people know finally how old he is. You know, for quite some time, they were ignoring his age. And I think when he turned 80, I didn't hear anything about a birthday party. Hey, it's the president's 80th birthday. But we don't want people to know he's that old because he's the cool geriatric man. He wears the sunglasses like I used to outside because, of course, sunglasses make you look much better. All right, anyway, it says the president, 80, walked away unassisted once he was upright. Okay, that's the takeaway. That's the mainstream media. The president walked away unassisted once he was upright. However, prior to that, which for some reason they've left out that portion, At least with Springsteen, they said, people helped him up and, he brushed himself off and had that guitar still strapped on and got out there and delivered a full show of Springsteen classics. Biden, on the other hand, I think had already made a speech, right? And yeah, there are details here to make it look like this was just a fluke accident. He appeared to trip on a black sandbag being used to steady his teleprompter, according to pool reporters traveling with him. Those aren't guys, by the way, that like to swim. It's the press pool, but they have to shorten it up here and assume everybody knows their news lingo. Anyway, he pointed back at it after he got up. Here it is. That's the culprit. It's the sandbag that did it to me. He's fine. There was a sandbag on stage while he was shaking hands, and that's according to the White House communications director, Ben LeBolt, who didn't bolt over to his side. When he's down on the ground, he does not look like he's going to get back up, people. And a whole bunch of people just sprung out of their chairs behind him. They don't, again, the way this is written, it's so funny how if this had happened to somebody else, like a Republican president who had difficulty with mobility, well, I think we need to enact the 25th Amendment. This is just too much. He's not able to serve. Didn't Trump go down some ramp and he did it gingerly because he didn't want to slip and fall? And the media, they were all aflutter. Well, Trump, he doesn't look good here. Maybe he needs an evaluation. I don't think he's healthy. Look at him go down this ramp. Biden takes, and by the way, he's fallen up the stairs of Air Force One. He's tripped and stumbled. He went overseas. He did a trip and he tripped. He did a trip and tripped. Springsteen, on the other hand, it doesn't happen to Bruce all the time. I think he did throw a guitar at his guitar tech and knocked him over with it or something, hit him in the head because the throw was off. Maybe you shouldn't throw guitars around, I'm thinking, if you respect the instrument. But, he's the boss. He's a guitar slinger, man. He just literally slings guitars. But he's fine. President Biden is fine. There's nothing to see here. There's nothing to worry about. Bruce is fine, and his other boss, Biden, is fine. And it's just great. America in the year 2023, you got geezer rock stars who probably should retire very soon. And you've got presidents who should definitely not run again for president. That's what I'm thinking. This is really good. Chris Rosender, it's the monster inside, describing the federal government. I don't know, just kidding. And thanks again for all the support. Please subscribe to the channel. Subscriptions are slowly going up, but much slower than before. But it's like 67.5 now, which is pretty good. I'm not complaining. If half the people watched the videos, half the subscribers watched the videos, it would be really good. And again, I want to thank the patrons, especially Darby, you know who you are, for doing some over and above normal donations for last month. Really kept me going. If you know anybody else who's like that, have them sign up. Wealthy donors, you guys are welcome to float the channel, okay? And I'll give you shout outs. It'll just be under, shout outs for really generous people. All right. That's my video. I'm back to the NyQuil. See you soon.